the second rest spot. Now we have to go even further down the shaft. I believe there is a second elevator across the way. Oh, it's another one of Yeesha's books.
To Mana, my home, the place where I was, the place where I began. I was a spark of joy to Mother and Father after their fire was almost quenched. And yet what joy could we have had if my brothers had been there as well? Still torn. Father and Mother loved and shared with me their desert bird. Father shared wisdom and knowledge, and Mother shared visions and dreams. When did they come to know my destiny? Surely not from birth. As I look back, they knew so much, they saw so clearly. They planted and watered so that I would learn how to do the same. I would not realize it until long after I was to see them no longer. Am I the grower because they taught me? Or did they teach me because I am the grower? Torn. But peace was not yet with us. From the past an enemy came seeking revenge, but there was help for a third time. Without help, where would we be? Would there be a grower? Would there be a seed to grow? It's all been so fragile. But it must be by the Maker I am here, and there is meaning. Or it may be by the role I am here, and there is no meaning.
So she was referring to Exile there, the one that had come seeking revenge. And she's doing the whole chicken or the egg thing, where she's wondering if she's the grower because her parents taught her to be, or because she isn't, they wanted. Oh, it's a little confusing. If she came into the role because she was destined to be, or because they made her that way, or believe it that way. Huh. Okay. And that is the next book. Well, this is the next elevator down into Denis. I do want to see how much further I can go down, though, without the aid of these contraptions, though I'm pretty sure it'll be another dead end. Yep. There it is. Another chasm. It makes me wonder if there are only breaks just before getting to the next side after the elevators, and if it's pretty clear the rest of the way down. I don't know. Okay. We still have to call the elevator up, but then it will be smooth sailing. Or sliding. These are the same bars that we saw down in Denis. Oh. Yeah, oh! It's that lower chamber. Back in Uru, there wasn't all this scaffolding, but when we jumped down and finished to Denis, it was this at the very bottom. I'm surprised there are bats down here. This low? I'll go around this side just to see what there is. Okay, so this is the very bottom of the path. Yeah, and it looks like it's crumbled quite a bit. That's the entire spiral going up. Yeah, it would have ended right here. So this is the lowermost chamber. 3 miles down. Esher.
Stand in awe. The surface is 3 miles above us. 3 miles. Our construction was triumphant and tragic. You will not be able to continue downward without providing fresh air to the tunnels. Raise this floor and power the fans. I trust you can discover how.
Oh, so I was right about the 3 miles. I suppose that's one thing I remembered correctly. But we have to power fans to keep going. There are these 4 walkways. These 3 we can possibly access? No, this one we won't be able to. These 2 though, yeah. Won't be able to get to. These 2 we can walk to, however. Wanted to make sure that there were no books on the ends. Ooh, the tremors again. This... Oh, so there's sort of like a large screw under each of these platforms. I wonder if that means when we raise the lowermost sphere that... Well, not sphere, circle. Oh, there's a path. A Bahro. Is he waiting? He'll probably only depart when I walk down to him. Oh, he's already linked away. Now they touch their chests in the same way, but they don't have symbols the way that Esher and Yeesha do. Nothing here. Flickering lights. Oh, there's another book.
I was very young when I first felt strong. Indeed, I was young, but I thought I understood. I had many abilities, even then, but little wisdom. Better to have fewer abilities and much wisdom. I knew I was doing something great for us, but what I did was foolish for me. I thought I was reuniting our family, bringing back what joy we once had. I almost brought an end to life. Yet again, it was a friend who came to our aid. Now, I think that most things cannot be returned to how they were. My brothers were not to be released, but the Maker turned my poor choice to some small good, and Aknar was redeemed. My tears flow as I write these memories, the suffering and pain I have caused and endured, and yet I am thankful. I will be powerful like the Bahro. I long to be so strong. They will sing a song of thankfulness. They will sing a song without regard to their circumstances. They will stand and take time to sing to the Maker with hearts of joy. If only I could have such a heart.
Oh, so there's another symbol, and it's the symbol to sing. It looks similar to friend, but the second one is lacking a body, and the first one is sort of bowed forward. So, sing. And she was referring to Myst IV Revelation in this, where she was reintroduced to her brothers while they were stuck in their prison ages, and she was trying to bring back the joy in their lives. I think that's referring to how she had provided Cirrus with a chess set. They had been talking about chess, and she had offered to get him one, and he suggested that Atrus make the chess set out of Nara, the very rock that was used to create the sort of foyer area, the meeting areas where there would be a linking book gated off so that Yeesha and Catherine and Atrus could visit the sons in safety so they couldn't escape. But because Cirrus had been dwelling in Spire, an age with all of these crystals and frequencies that could make them vibrate, he was able to find the correct pitch to vibrate Nara and destroy it, which is how he escaped and caused the events of Myst IV. But Akhenar did redeem himself by saving Yeesha at the cost of his own life by entering that memory chamber with all the poisonous gases. Because Yeesha had been possessed by Cirrus. Cirrus was going to learn the art of writing from Atrus under the guise of his sister, because Atrus at that point didn't trust either of the brothers with the power to write ages. Yep, and that's the next book in the line. We're almost 2/3 of the way there. Now, this looks like a button of some sort. It's flipped over. Oh. It's a time limit of some sort? What do I do? Oh, there's a central button and it's showing in blue. But there's another path this way. Does it lead to another one? Yes, yellow. Let's go back quickly to the center. Now it's showing in red. Is that good? Oh, so that lifts the central platform. Oh. And there's another book and another button. Oh, uh-oh. That's not good. So by lifting that, you actually close the door to go back up. Oh, phooey. Looks like I'll have to do that again. But I can at least see what's down there. Okay, so there's another button and another door. Oh, I have a feeling I've been sequence breaking again, that maybe that's supposed to be the final place you're supposed to go to. I'll get this, though.
Home was far behind. I was no longer a child. I journeyed deep, deep within myself, deep within the earth, down to the Denis cavern. I was alone for a time as I consumed my heritage, breathing deep the air of the cavern and the knowledge of my people. But the desire for companionship drove me mad. I engaged a Cenomar as my confidant, and a treadfish in the harbor became my younger brother. I spoke to them as family, and they answered. I swear, they answered. Then my mind took a final step into madness when I walked into the library on Agura and saw an old Denis man on the floor below me. Now I was imagining people to ease my loneliness. But he was no mirage. His name was Callum, and he was a Denis writer of ages. Trust did not come easily. There was conflict between us, between his ancient rules of Denis that I did not respect, and my creativity, which he feared. We fought and feared and battled and screamed until exhausted. We began to learn from each other. We learned of the power of both, just as father and mother had done. So I learned to write with all the skills that the Denis had known, beyond what my parents had taught me, for their lessons were given by a flawed instructor and by their own trial and error. I learned to write from a master, an opportunity father was never given. Callum's abilities were breathtaking. He knew all the Denis knew when Denis fell. But I taught as well as learned. There were things that the Denis were forbidden to write, words they feared, concepts they shunned, rules and boxes. I had no cultural fear of such things, so I dug deeper, asking questions that Callum could not answer. And together, we sought answers. That is how we learned of the Bahro and the tablet. I learned of its power. We grew in knowledge and strength, and Callum became one of my dearest friends. I began to think that it was he who would be the grower. But evil will find you, even in the depths of the earth. And Callum was murdered.
Oh, wow. So at one point, Yeesha had brought herself to Denis alone. She was talking with animals as her confidants, and eventually she met a master writer of the Denis people. And whereas he had grown up with all of their old customs, she had... So when Yeesha says flawed instructor, she probably means that Gen had taught Atrus to write, and Catherine to write, actually, but that both of them, through trial and error, had worked on creating new methods and new ages, which is why Catherine could write things like Serenia. And I think she maybe even learned a little bit from Tiana, too, or... I mean, Tiana was definitely integral for both of them as well. But she learned from a master, but she questioned him, and he was killed. So someone must have been trying to prevent him from either teaching Yeesha or incorporating new methods. And that's this book. Oh, so yeah, I was sequence breaking here. So I think what I'll do is I'll press that button and get up before this squishes me. That would be bad. But yeah, those are raised. And that is lowering. Yeah, I think what I'm supposed to do is to ride this up to the platforms that I couldn't reach before. So I'll go click the timer again. There's the blue one. I wonder if this is how Denis always operated their machinery. It's like, yes, even this has to be a puzzle of some sort. Albeit a simple one. It could have been that they had guards, people that would activate these at the same time and allow people to go up and down. Okay, and this time we will actually ride this up. Here we go. Oh wow, there's Denis writing all around the spirals. I wonder what it says. Someday I'd like to actually learn Denis. I actually wrote down the name that Catherine had in the book. I wonder if it's Callum or if it's something else. Oh, that's cute. Even like the little rugs fold up and onto the platform. Alright, that's where we came down initially. So these must be the new walkways. There's a room there. Is there anything at this end? Nah, this is the other side of the elevator though. No books here. Looks like I'll have to go into that cavernous room. Oh, there's another book. That's the book we're probably missing. And is that another restroom?
Alone. There is a powerful conjunction between the in and the out, the beneath and the above. A wound, a mouth, a well, a pit. I wanted to make the journey for myself from where the Denis dug upward, where they almost came to the surface, from the place where Tiana first climbed downward and where Father followed evil into the ground. I began my journey with a heavy burden. It was Tiana who came to Denis and caused its fall. I am from her. I feel I am destined to bring another destruction. Father and Mother tried to prepare me, tried to tell me who they thought I was. I still see the power of each. I have the best of each, and the burden of each. And as they watched me leave, I saw the sadness and the fear. But more terrifying, I saw their hope. And I left my comfort to find me. And even as I took my first step away from Tomana, my shoulders ached for the burden I bore. Deep prophecies and weighty destinies. So much to learn and understand about myself. My father said we can never understand, we can only understand more. The more I understood, the more powerful I became, and the more dangerous I became, and the less I understood.
That's some kind of turbine or fanned wheel or something. But this understand more, it reminds me of that one journal in Uru where the guy said that, you know, you can only know more, only understand more, only grow more. There's like no finite point where you know or understand everything. Yeah, that's the one that we're missing. So now there's that lever. There are a bunch of pipes, but I can't interact with them. Huh. Well, it's active, whatever these are. Little balls are rolling around in them. Maybe that shows the air's flowing. Another viewer. Once again, almost expecting Esher to jump me here. No. So another rest area. More cots. Let's see if this is something left behind by Yeesha or someone else.
What will I become? I will make something more of me. I will rebuild what I am. Is there anyone who is master over me? Have I not become the grower? The grower. Yet all I grow is anger. Watching them call, watching them fail, waiting, watching. I am the grower. How can I wait much longer on such fools?
Who are the fools that she's referring to? The gathered, like all the people in Denis? Or the Bahro themselves? I thought she only had love and sympathy for the Bahro. But she's just talking about watching and waiting. And she's so convinced that she's the grower, but could it be that she's not? Alright. This is the third one. That's the number 3. That's weird, because this was 1 and this was 2. It's out of order. That's 3. Okay, I'll write that down in my book. Back to Diribo. No Esher? Oh, good. I can open these gates at last. That'll connect me to the other 2. Which will leave only 1 age left after this. Let's have a good look at this. It seems like a bunch of sand. Sandy beaches. I don't know if these are solid rock structures coming out underneath a sunny sky with, you know, cirrus clouds and whatnot. Yeah, I hear the lapping of water. Seagulls, or whatever amounts to seagulls in this world. So this is the curved one. I think we've been to the triangular one, the squared off, or the house one. Maybe that means the last one will be the circle. Oh wow. It's a great beach with Oh, that's beautiful water for the day. Sky full of fluffy clouds. I always like it when they have these kind of sunsets. Or is it a sunrise? I can't tell. It's just so bright and yellow in comparison. Esher? He's on the beach?
Welcome to my age. Nola Ben. When the knee died, I fled here. From death to death. You will see the fingerprints of the creatures everywhere. This was their home, and they did not welcome me. To survive, I was forced to learn. You will learn here as well. It is not like the other ages.
So, when Denis fell, when the plague had spread, a lot of the rich and powerful that had personal ages of their own were able to escape into them to avoid Veovis and the corpses that he was... but unfortunately, when they went into an age, whenever you enter an age, the book that you leave behind, the one that you use to transport yourself there, to link yourself there, remains. So Veovis and his conspirators actually went about the horrible task of finding as many books as they could and linking corpses or persons that were infected with the viruses into the ages, thus infecting everyone inside. I suppose Esher was fortunate that he found this age and no one had been able to access it. But he also said that this was the Bahro's age, the creature's age. Did they originate from here? Oh, this looks like something. So we have a bunch of symbols and some cups. Ah, there's holes above them. Do we have to fill the cups with something? There is this diagram here. Let me draw it. It's 3 circles and 3 lines. If it involves water, I wonder if it deals with rain. Rain would be a way to fill those. Okay. I'll bring it over. And I'll try to draw it out for the Bahro. Let's see what we have here. Circle, line, circle, line. Yeah, these guys are a little bit lower than the other ones. Circle, line. Looks simple enough to me. Ah, he didn't accept it. Did I draw it incorrectly? Oh, is that what it is? Here, let me take a step back. Let's take a better look at this. So, is this the bottom of the tablet? Oh, maybe I was drawing it upside down. Circle, line, circle, line, circle, line. I suppose this does look more like raindrops. Raindrops would obviously have a a thicker bottom and little trails behind them. Does he like it? Oh, he is singing. It is rain. Great. That means it should show up on the tablet again. Ah, it's filling them up. I wonder why there are these indentations. Is it supposed to shift them? Or what is the purpose? Now, will it be something like the light will reflect off of these and shine light onto these? Or will it be... Oh, wait. I'm seeing reflections. You're not supposed to gaze upon this with refracted light. You're supposed to see the symbols inside the cups. I'll have to wait for them to fill up all the way, though, because a lot of these symbols are similar. One looks like a pound symbol. Oh yeah, it's that one right there. So we have the pound symbol. We have the pound symbol with one circle. This looks like just the two lines. And this is two lines with a double circle. Okay, so we have this one. Let me write this down. That one. That one. Let's see. With two circles for this guy over here. That one. And let's see. I think I already drew the pound sign. Lines, lines. There we go. I suppose we'll have to figure out where those symbols go to. Nothing over here. Are those birds? That's too bad they aren't moving. They just sort of are stagnant, sitting on the rock over there. They must be what's making all the cawing noises. Ooh, a tunnel. There are some sources of light from gaps in the ceiling. And did Esher put these glowing stones here? Huh. Leads to another part of the shore. Some of the birds are moving. But they're of a different variety. Oh, a door. But it's across some water. Do I have to make a bridge somehow? Wait, I'm standing on the shore. Oh, I can. There's sort of like a sandbar. It's allowing me to cross. It's a tree, a depiction of a tree. Some of those symbols look familiar, almost like the ones that we saw before. Sun, probably rain, and then a swirl for the tree. Anywhere else I can go? I don't think I can touch or interact with this. I'll have to find another way to open it. Okay. More shoreline. Anything else around here? It looks like a lot of dead ends, unfortunately. Nope. So, the whole purpose of at least this part of the island, Nola Ben, I suppose, that's what Esher called it, is to show you that door. Well, back through the cavern. There was another path along the shoreline that led further up the coast. Alright, so we have a hint for something, but I don't know what it will go to yet. Is it some kind of little... Oh, maybe the wreckage of a boat. Did he construct one at one time? Looks like that's out of tusks and bone, as well as wood. Some gourds. Maybe to collect more water. A kind of shelter. Anything around here? Is that a termite mound or a tree? I can't quite tell. More of those birds gazing stiffly at me. Yeah, I don't see anything interesting about these mounds. Oh, there's a rope. And a bunch of holes. Are those for gophers, sand burrowers? Let's pull on this. Ah, it's a rope ladder. I probably won't be able to climb it though because I have the tablet on hand. Oh, is there something in that nook? Oh, there is another tunnel. But it has a stone. This reminds me of Uru. In Uru, there were things that would slide around and eventually an opening would occur. Well, I shouldn't say occur. There would be openings in its surface, but you had to twist them around the proper way. Maybe there'll be something I can activate up on the hill. Well, I won't be able to get there unless I put this down. Let's see. Here we go. Put the tablet back. Okay. Let's see what we can find up there.